Hello all. Okay, second race, 7th season. Probably not going to finish this season since Heat 5 comes out in a few hours after midnight tonight. But I'm not doing this for anybody else but me. I'm working on my own stuff, as it were. Happy to take you along. So, we got 100% truck today. That's all the money I won last season and so on and so forth, and winning Daytona. Both Xfinity races for the team I'm on and on my own team, this truck team. Allowed me to upgrade to a full 100% truck. I only have 4 trucks though, so I might have to run some less than trucks at some of the tracks coming up until I can get enough money together. Truck costs 280 grand. Now you win 20, 30 grand, maybe 40 or 50. It takes a few races. So, and I probably won't be running all of them, but we'll see. All depends on how I feel. But as you can see, we're 4/10 of a second faster firing off. Now, I didn't vet this setup in the truck, but I ran this in my ×3 championship race where I screwed up and finished 4th, so lost the championship. But it was an awesome setup, and it was a little bit on the loose side, and if you're transferring like an Xfinity setup to truck, the truck might be a little snug because it's an aerodynamic brick and you don't get any help in that area, so you might have to loosen it up a little bit. Ran some practice laps. It was really good. Matched my practice time, so I'm good. We'll just see how it goes. Biggest thing for me will be tire wear, because tire wear usually sucks at Atlanta. But I believe 50% ×2 wear, short stages, we should be okay. Anyway, let's see what we got. Oh, well, too bad. Everybody fails. Look at this. They got me up there because I won the pole. Might be my first pole in this version. PlayStation. Okay. Usual. I always click on my tire temps and wear, and work on your restart gearing for second, third. Yes, I always use 4 gears. I did use unless it's a road course, of course. Well, I mean, I use 4 gears there too, but unless it's at Pocono, I used to use 3 and 4, but I found that the way the game dynamics work, you don't really gain any speed from using the 3rd gear shifting to 4th gear. You know, at some points in the race, you know, you can do that. You're slowing down a little bit too much because of tire wear, but I got a qualifying lap? Nah. Just tune your setup for 4th gear. You'll be better off in the long run. When you get up to a certain speed, it doesn't matter. Is what I'm saying. And another thing of notice is in real life, NASCAR dictates your gearing. I believe the 1st and 4th gears are mandatory, whatever they say that it is. Which I know 4th gear has to be 1-to-1, from what I remember at ovals. And you have a choice at oval tracks, I believe road course 2, of using one or another rear end ratio. Because the rear end ratio you're running will change all the gears the same amount, kind of thing. Which is different than what we do here in Heat 4 and Heat 3 and pretty much all the other versions, is you get to mix and match, pick and choose all your gears. Now, one time NASCAR allowed you to do that, but that's been a long time. Actually, they had the gear rule in place since the 90s, from what I remember. As you can see, I am wearing that right rear ridiculously. I had like no excessive right rear wear at all, and all of a sudden we get into the race. Oh, and I hit the 70%. See, it drops a lot when you hit the 70s for some reason. But I got 17 laps. Gas and 14 laps in the stage, so I should be able to make 14 laps. Typically, you use about 3 to 5% of tire wear on the right side tires per lap. Some tracks it varies, but 3% is a pretty good, you know, guide, because you don't always use 3%, you don't always use 4%, and you rarely use 5%, but you do sometimes. So somewhere in there will get you your tire wear. So it's like 13 laps. Okay, we'll wait till it gets down to 10. So say we hit 10 laps, right? So 3%. So that's 30% on the right side tires. So if it's 4% of wear, then it's 40% on the right side tires. And if it's 5%, then it's 50% on the right side tires. So we're over. So if we hit 10 laps and we're significantly under 50% wear on the right sides, then we might be in trouble. And the bumps on the track make it harder on tires. So we got a healthy lead, but you don't want to pit, because if you pit, you're probably gonna give up the lead and not win the stage. 11 laps and 50% on that right rear. So we definitely have to make an adjustment. I actually upped the wedge a little bit, but I'm going to add a right front tire pressure. I'll just add a pound. Usually I would experiment, but I'm pretty sure a pound is what's needed here. Whoa. It acts weird at this track too. Like 10 laps, okay, 44% on the right rear. If I had to go 12 laps, I'd probably be in big trouble, right? I gotta go 10. I should make it, but it's gonna be close. Look at that right rear. And the other thing is, when you get below 50% sometimes, and 30%, and especially 20, it tends to wear less. Now, what I tend to do to help the tire wear, which used to work before the update a little bit, doesn't seem to work at all now, is I would dive into the corners, hold the gas up to burn the right front off to kind of equalize the setup a little bit, you know, tricking the setup into not wearing the right rear as much, but it doesn't really work anymore. Even if you let up on the gas, you basically still wear the tires the same. At Atlanta, it's more the bumps than anything, so when you figure out how to hit less bumps per lap, you're probably going to get better tire wear. 8 laps to go, times 3 is 24%, times 4 is 32, and we were at 32 at the line, so we are probably got a 1 in 3 chance of making it all the way without blowing a tire. Now, if the whole field decides to pit with like 3 laps to go, we got something. Other than that, we'd probably have to pull in the pit before 2 laps to go, because there's a penalty the game gives you if you pit 2 laps before a stage end. Whoa! Not a race end, a stage end. Yeah, that was fun. I also noticed slowing down tends to wear your right rear more. Don't ask me why. It's just the thing I noticed. 6 laps, 22%. 1% coming to the line. Oh, we got a caution! Everybody's pitting because they have tires. They need tires. I will pit. I'll take 4 tires. I will not take fuel. That will get me the stage win. But I can make the change here. Let's try that. So have it drastic. And why didn't I up the left front? Because it helps you get around the track here. I could, but I'd rather not to unless I really am forced to. It helps with your turning to have more front stagger, with the left being, you know, where it is. Okay, well, we got about 2 laps, so we will win this stage unless we totally screw up. Now, tires won't have time to come up to pressure and temps to really see if the change helped. It feels snugger. Might be a little too snug. We really won't know until we get into the next stage. Now the good thing is I have a lot of speed, so I'm not hurting my chances of winning the race by experimenting like this, which is rare. See, I'm not even up to 200 degrees on the right side tires yet. Just as we're coming to the line. Huh, a little faster. It's faster than my pole time. Well, that's good. Still wearing a little bit on the right rear more. Well, we can deal with it. I don't particularly care for that wear, and I do run other races and such. 20 laps. 20. Let's try adding a couple rounds of wedge, taking that out. Split the difference, ½ added overall. Yep, nobody pitted, I guess. I guess you could do that. I don't know. On league racing, everybody usually pits whenever they have the opportunity, because there's no cost involved. I would like Heat 5 or Heat 6, as I've wanted for many years, to give you a tire restriction. So you have X amount of tires, and you know, in career mode, you can be part of your race cost and such. You know, like a driver like Jennifer Jo Cobb, you know, think of her what you will, but she has so little money that for years she's been going to a race, starting a race on one fresh set of tires for the whole weekend. And they usually have run a few laps in practice, you know, just to scuff them in, make them last a little bit longer. And then she was buying used tires from the other teams, like if there was a short caution, accident or something, teams came into pit after 10 laps, she'd buy their tires cheap, you know, kind of thing, because they're already paid for, and teams are just gonna, you know, turn them back in anyway, and nobody really cares what they do with the old tires. And that's how she was competing, because tires cost a lot. It's like $20,000 a race weekend or something like that. And all the tires, from what I understand, Goodyear in all 3 series, some of which they use in all 3 series, or at least 2 of the 3, they all cost the same. And I think it's about $2,200 a set, something like that. So it's over $2,000, what I understand. Well, that wasn't a good move. I got damaged. I'm being too impatient. And the truck is handling a little differently with the wedge in it. And I'm still getting right rear tire wear. Sliding up. But I'm going to take the lead. We got like 12 laps, 17 laps of gas, so we should make this stage no problem because it is shorter, but yeah, so I got 84% wear on the right front, 78 on the left front, so I improved my right front wear by tightening it up, which is ridiculous. Should wear the right front more. I did lower it a half a pound, but I added wedge. And when you add wedge, it adds weight to the right front and the left rear, which makes the car harder to turn. But if you're loose, it'll tighten it up and could make it, you know, easier to handle. But now I've managed to minorly impact my right rear tire wear and majorly impact negatively my handling. So, yeah, welcome to Heat 4 after that last update about, what, 6-7 weeks ago. Some people love stuff like this because it can mix things up, but it's just a pain in the ass. Because, you know, I talk to real race car drivers that run on tracks every week. Maybe not Atlanta. It's just kind of switching back and forth, loose, tight, excessive loose, excessive tight, etc., etc. So, you know, their intentions are good. I'd rather have a track that changes than not change at all. I'd rather have it be a little unpredictable, like in real life, but not like, you know, one minute there's a tornado and the next minute it's just calm as can be with not a cloud in the sky. Okay. Let's go for fresh tires. Remember, only take as much gas as you need. If I hit something, yeah, I'll take some. Yeah, we're going to lower this to 53. I'm going to raise that to that. And you know what? Let's do this. Because it'll make it tighter. I still got the lead. It'll make it tighter, but in a less balance of setting way. I could feel it in the steering wheel. It was so tight. The wheel is a lot looser this time. What I'm looking at is the relationship of the right side tire wear, front right to right rear. See, I'm 1% more wear on the right rears, except for the right. Look at the right front. It's the last tire to move. The right rear is the first tire to wear. So that's the one that's working the hardest. So now that I see that, it suggests you always want to work on the corner that is working hardest, that usually has the highest temperature. We got 4 laps. You can probably see that. As you can see, it's the hottest tire, right? So it actually suggests that maybe I should make a spring change. But the damn thing handles so good, so maybe a track bar change. So now I got the track bars maxed out in this setup. Because it's a truck, and it's an aero brick. It is doing pretty much exactly what I want it to do, except for the tire wear, which makes it a little squirrely and harder to maneuver at the end of a run. So I always look to, what if I gotta fight somebody on the last lap of a run, and we both don't have tires? You know, I want to be that, you know, have the advantage at that point, because that can mean, you know, winning or losing the race. So that's how I think. Much harder to accomplish than you think, because if you set up just for the end of a run, which you kind of got to start to as an evolutionary thing, well, then you give up speed at the beginning of a run. So you can be the fastest car on the track at the end of the run, but if you can't keep pace with the leaders, you know, at least in contact with the leaders, cosmic amount, I guess, then it doesn't matter how good you are if you're too far back to take advantage of it. So there's a balance you got to figure out. Still, I am looser than I was last run, but it's too tight. Let's do this just a little bit. See if that helps at all. I'll get a longer run this time.
Alright, now be smart out there. Going green. Be ready. Ready. We got room. You're clear there.
Wait till you cross the line. Most leagues require that, just like NASCAR. The game should penalize you if you don't, but it doesn't. The rule in NASCAR is you don't move out of your lane unless the guy in front of you, has a problem, misses a shift, spins his tires, and even then they might penalize you anyway. Whoa! Wow, this thing is fast, but it's a little darty. I don't like darty. I can do other things out of race. Well, out of race adjustments. I can't do more than just wedge and tire pressure to help that. But so I got in race. I'll have to learn how to drive it. If I want to win, 23 laps to go, 20 laps of gas, but I'll only make about 16, 15 on tires from here. Anything I got to do, I'm thinking at this point, whatever tire wear I got. Probably gonna have to dump down to 19 laps of gas. Is that like one lap? Where am I? 22, yeah. So everybody's gonna have to pit anyway. So I might as well get a bigger lead as possible. Who had the fastest truck? Just run it until I can't drive it anymore. Pit. Look at that. Big front tire. Still not engaging as much. Left front too, for that matter. A weight adjustment. Put more weight on the front. So usually, I mean, I'm fast. Usually an Xfinity setup throwing in a truck like I did here it's just like very easy. Even my tires to my engine temp is up, my oil temp, which I forgot they changed also. Third stage you tend to run hotter. I guess because the cumulative heat buildup in the chassis, it's metal, so metal retains heat. So it'll be hotter in the second stage and the first stage, and hotter in the third stage than in the other two. And I've noticed that since the update. But I haven't run Atlanta in truck since then. And I run a little heavier gear here, so that's probably what it is. Because it's a truck. It's not aerodynamic, so it doesn't slip through the air as easy, so you gotta force it through the air. Seconds. Good healthy lead. When you pit, typically it tends to take at least 30 seconds depending on the track, length, pit road, and so on and so forth. Then your pit stop. So it's like 45 seconds with a 15 second, 16 second stop, 46. Penalty be over a minute. But it's the pit stop that you can adjust the most, and you're getting on and off pit road, decelerating and then getting back up to speed. Most leagues require that you run the apron for a period of time. Some make you go all the way around to the back stretch, which is fine. It's like regular NASCAR. Others say, yeah, you got to stay on the apron, but if you can get up on the track, and because there's nobody coming, there's nobody going to catch you before you get up to speed, then you can get up on the track, which is subjective, but, different rules, different leagues. So it's good to know what your pit rules are so you don't get a penalty and all your good work goes out the window. Is it, you know, it's a game, but it simulates something that's very, very tough, and there's a lot of challenges, and a lot of little details and nuances that they include that, you know, maybe not everybody gets. Maybe you don't have to get it to enjoy it or whatnot, but it's there. You know, like what line I'm running. Now, I'm running kind of an easy line at the moment, but one of the things I noticed is, you see that darker spots? Like you get into the turns here, see there's one in the middle? That's like where the right side tires are for the fast way around, so I'm sliding up a little bit because I'm down to, not paying attention, 45 and 38%, 37% on the right side tires. So tires are wearing. You can run the high line here, but it's not really faster. Most tracks I find the mid to lower groove is the fastest time around the track, but a high groove can get you an advantage if you're trying to pass somebody. You know, going to the outside, like this track here, if there was somebody I had to pass who was as fast as me, you can gain a, you know, a couple mile an hour advantage. You know, all the big fast tracks, 1.5 miles, 2 miles, they all work the same way in that respect. Daytona and Talladega are probably the exceptions to that rule, though it probably works that way, but the back stretch and the front stretch are so long, you kind of, you know, if you're in a whole line of cars, there's a whole line of cars inside you, it works differently there. This guy just turned that. It turns real well. I got 9 laps of gas, 12 laps to go, so you're about 3 laps short. 2 laps short, doesn't matter. So now it's just a matter of when I want to pit. I didn't look, as I usually do this at the beginning of the race, and look, my temps are higher, but they're not bad. So I haven't hit 260. So it's last stint of the race, I tend to be more like to add a click of tape onto it if I can. Certainly help if there's a green light checker. Yeah. I did it a little more carefully. 16% on the right rear. Get down to 10. I think 12 you can take less gas. You take 1/2 can less gas than everybody else, or one, you know, of the 4 half cans you can take. You're on pit road a little bit less. But I didn't look. When you get gas at the beginning of a race, if you look when you're putting how much gas, 2 cans, 1.5, 1/2 a can, it tells you how many laps it adds onto it. So you can kind of figure with what you got in the tank and what you're going to add. I'll take this time. How late you can pit to gain an advantage. Sometimes just pitting a lap more than the guy behind you.
Drop your speed, driver.
You don't hit the brake of the gas when you get on the pit road. I could have done that a lot better. See here, 11. See, could have pitted at 11 laps. But that's okay. So I only need 1/2 a can. And I don't need to do anything else to this thing. This is fine. Except tire wear, 10%. Not good. I don't really like to be anywhere over like 4% difference in tire wear over the course of a run. Oh, another caution came out, but I don't have to pit. Well, hopefully I still pitted there. Oh, maybe. Not, I'm going to be totally screwed here. I hate that. A caution came out when I was, oh I did, so I didn't have to. Because I was on pit road when the caution came out. I was already in the process of pitting. So when the caution came out, you bring around under caution, the pit road opens under caution, but I had already pitted. So that was like a beautiful situation. But it gave me more gas than I needed. Or maybe the caution gave me extra laps. I should only have 11 laps of gas in there, which might be a glitch or something, but No matter, I'm in the lead. A few laps to go. What is it? 5 laps, and we got the fastest truck. So whatever happened, it worked out. We dominated this race, won all the stages, and 4 laps would come around and take the checkered flag. So in the trucks, even though, you know, I just don't like that kind of wear, because it's a 50% race. It's a 100% race. That might be a big issue, or a bigger issue. And so figuring out the tire wear to get the best out of it. Now Atlanta is terrible. It's notorious for bad tire wear because of the bumps, and it is very hard to get a full fuel run out of your tires. It's usually when the tires give up is when you're pitting, but we can certainly make it better. And we will. Well, maybe not, because tomorrow I'll be on Heat 5. And hopefully we'll be able to apply all the stuff we've learned from Heat 4 over to it. If not, then it's a whole new ball game once again. That's the other thing why I don't talk too much about the specifics and worry about individual setups, because if you know what the car or truck is doing when you're racing, and you know what you need to fix it, then it's all about just, you know, clicking the things, the settings, to get it better. And sometimes, you know, you go in one direction and it makes it worse, and you go in another direction and it makes it better, and sometimes it don't matter. Oh, they're taking us all the way down to the wire. Well, I don't need to pit. That's way too much gas. Yeah, it's going to be 2 laps, 2-lap shootout. I can put the tape up, but... oh, what did I do? I pitted. Oh, I didn't mean to pit. Oh, I gave it away. See, these are some of the things I'm trying to work out here. Well, come on. Let's get to the line. Only got 2 laps to do this. Yeah, I gotta push it. Lucky I have a fast truck. I have to get past freezing. There's some daylight here. Oh, but they're 3 wide. Whoa. Oh, they're 3 wide. This is ridiculous. Oh well. Top 5, 3. Or can we do it? We did it! Holy shit! That was pretty fucking exhilarating. Oh, I'm not much into burnout. Cool. Yeah, well, when you know you have a good truck and you know what it can do, so I pushed it in the turns a little bit. I hit a bump the wrong way and it pushed me up. Should have blipped the gas that first time. But it worked out. Let's see the replay on that. It's medium. Yeah, medium should be good. Wow, look at that lap. I'm like, you know, 3/4 of a straightaway ahead. Good race. Yeah, it won the stage. That's stage 1 over already. 3 wide pass. When you know your truck is going to stick, and you know how to drive it, it's important. I don't mean like, you know, if you don't know how to drive, I mean the way the car or truck is handling at that point in the race. Taking the lead. So there's a caution. Ouch. That wasn't done well. That one's stage 2. That white truck looks so boring. And here we go. Oh, this is the middle of the 3rd stage. Yeah, see, going high, I got a big advantage. I don't know if you could see it, you know. Okay, that was the caution, I think. With 2 to go, lap 64, yeah, I think. Yeah, restart. Oh yeah, here we go. Switch it. Yep. There's going for the win. Look at that, 3 wide on the inside, and I just get it. That was it. Not very spectacular, but there it is. A lot of luck. Good setup. 50 grand. Huh, that's good. That's for a win. You know, if I finish like 10th, it'd probably be like 20 grand. So, economics of racing is important. I have 2 wins on the year so far. Nice. So we dominate here, 55 laps. Finger on the move, so I started on the pole. To be on the move, you start, finish first. Yep. Nice. Well, that was much easier than I thought it would be. Max points, max money, first 2 races of the season. That's awesome. Let's see if we can go win a championship. I almost won the Homestead race. Got a good setup there. I like Homestead. Not everybody likes Homestead. That's what this season will come down to if I get that far in it. Yes. Amazing. See how much money we got. Yeah, this is for team Hattori Racing. 172 grand. Yeah, we'll end the video here. And once again, my settings. Yep. That's it. Thank you for coming along. Comment, like, share, subscribe. But above all, keep rolling.